My name is Carl Frecker, and I'm just turned 86. I thought I was healthy. I'm an active guy. I just have so many hobbies. I mean, I did everything. We went to Texas that winter. So anyway, we got home and I finally went to the doctor and they diagnosed me with acid reflux.
My thinking when Carl had the acid reflux was just part of life. We would ride our bicycle, but he seemed to quit before I would quit. He continued to go to the wood shop, and he makes lots of things at the wood shop. So I just thought he was slowing down.
I just thought it was my age, but I had some trees down in my woods, and I couldn't start my chainsaw. Right after that, we went camping as a family. Our daughter was with us. And when I got home on a Monday, she said, "Dad, there's something wrong with you. Can I take over?"
My dad just kind of gave me a shoulder pump and he said, "Sharon, I woke up with some pain in my chest." And right there, I didn't express it, but I knew something was wrong.
When I got into the hospital, I still remember that day. She went up to the counter and she told me to sit down. So I sat down, the nurse jumped up and got a wheelchair and come and got me. And that's when they diagnosed me with heart trouble, and I only had 15%.
He was diagnosed with severe multivessel coronary disease with severe LV dysfunction or severe heart muscle damage, which poses a very difficult scenario, especially in somebody in his age. Dr. White had done a good job of evaluating him, diagnosing his problem, and then we worked together as a team to figure out his best option. But he seemed the type of patient that would do best with an operation if you could get him through it.
And I said, "I'd like to go home." And he said, "Absolutely not." So I said, "Well, if I was your dad, what would you do?" And he said, "I'd open you up." And I said, "Do it."
He seemed solid. He didn't seem like a frail guy at his age, and that helps. I have to assess people's vigor and how durable they are, and he seemed to have that zest for life.
They explained everything that was going to happen, and then I had to explain it to my mom. And I feel I was honored to be that person to have the knowledge for them because they needed it.
When Carl was diagnosed with just 15% of his heart working, our daughter Sharon, who is a nurse, she helped us through this. And she always gave us confidence.
Our daughter lined it up that I think we were on the second floor, and it was on a Sunday afternoon. She told me to come to the window. Here my family was down with signs.
It was so gratifying to see our kids telling Grandpa he can do it, he's strong, and we're with you. So it was just, that was heartwarming for us.
Well, you know, I was asleep when they opened me up. When I started waking up, I didn't know where I was at or what, but there was a big circle, like a clock, but it was going backwards. And over here at like 4 o'clock, there was something a little yellow. And it kept going around, kept getting bigger and bigger. Here was my daughter. She was sitting there. It looked like she was out on a swing or something. I think the first word I said, "I made it. I made it."
When it comes to the Parkview staff that Carl had during his recovery, I think they did all they could possibly do. They were working with a very ill man, and then it was up to us, because when he came home, he was still a sick man. So he had to have that will. He wanted to get out there on the gator. He wanted to drive his truck. He wanted to get on the tractor. He had so many things that he wanted to do, and I think that's what pulled him through. He's actually maybe doing more than what he did before.
When we were in Texas, our son came down to visit us, and he talked us into rafting down the Colorado River. We were 8 days on the river. How am I feeling today? wonderful.
We're a partner in this, in our journey. We've been married 63 years, and so I try my best to provide him with the food that is going to help his heart. And we try to tell people to stay active. It's very important to stay active. Carl and I love to ride our bike. We got back to square dancing after his surgery. He told me he feels so good that we could go back to Western square dancing. So I would like to thank Dr. Gray for the excellent job he did for my husband. Thank you.